So on a typical year, science fair would be uh, characterized by going out in the field and really analyzing different, aspects of your project and researching. But this year was much more different for me. It was all computer based. It was all data based, and so one of the, uh, I think one of the scariest anecdotes in my project was just sitting in front of a book full of code and not understanding any of it, and just piecing apart each piece by piece, googling each code line and like, what does this thing do? And finally, after hours of research trying to figure out how to get this code to work, it actually happened. And so I think that that's one of those kind of breakthrough moments in your research where you see something that you don't think would ever work, and then it happens.
Normally for science fair, I work in a lab, but so I've never done anything virtual. I'm not a coder. I was never even interested before coding until doing this project. And so going into it with no experience, there were multiple times, and I feel like even people with experience have this problem too, where I would just be trying for an hour to get one line of code to work, and I could not find the error in it. One particular story also has to do with me trying to make a graph on Excel, which is something I'm also not as experienced with. I was trying for like an hour and a half to get everything to work, and the graph ended up never working actually. I had to find a different way to present my data, but it was very frustrating, but it was also really rewarding and fun when I did get lines of code to work.
So I'm kind of in the same boat as Xander and Kara, but I actually started this project in the Keys internship at the U of A last summer. And so I actually didn't specifically pick this project. I just put in my research interests, which included environmental science, and this lab was selected for me. And I wasn't thrilled about it because I'm more interested in kind of wildlife biology and animals. I do not like the microbiology. I don't like the little stuff. And so when I heard I was going to be working with genes and stuff, I was really discouraged. And I had to spend half my summer just learning what this stuff was. And then I also had to learn how to code. And I ended up falling in love with this project. And I've been working on it for almost a year now. I continued with the Star Lab. And I've just learned so much from it. Like, who knew soil was interesting? Maybe some people did, but I didn't. I thought it was just dirt. And turns out we found over 200 functions in soil, and it was really cool. And it's been my most successful project yet. I've participated in 4 science fairs this year with ISEF left, and it's just been the most rewarding experience from something I never thought I would try.
My story is more about like how my lab worked when we were in COVID and how we had to do everything virtually. So my mentor is a mom as well, and so I would get interrupted when we had our meetings by her 2 kids. So I got to learn a little bit about their family. They got a new puppy, their grandparents got a new puppy. So I got to learn a little bit more about them, and I actually was able to build a stronger connection with her. I think she gave me a lot of advice for my future too. So I think research this year was a lot more personal and definitely something I was actually really happy about, versus I guess I was a little bit sadder that I couldn't go in person, but I feel like I got something even better out of it.
So my project, I was assigned with this project by my mentor, and we did it at school. We don't have a lab, so it was all an independent study, and due to COVID, there were no laboratories open. So that was kind of a struggle, but I still managed to do this project because since the beginning, I thought it was super interesting and it really grabbed my attention. And now, well, when I began to do the project and began the research, well, actually, the project that my mentor had assigned me was just antibiotic resistant. But like as I began to research, I found out that I wanted to improve this project, and I was so encouraged with the topic. And that's why I came up with the idea to my mentor, and I told him, why don't we find a resource, in this case, Prosopis glandulosa, that could actually lower the antibiotic resistance.
She was able to get more of a traditional kind of experience in a lab. So I was able to go into the U of A at Thomas Keating at Bios 5 and kind of go in. And so I think the singularity of my experience, though, is that, I mean, being a high school student, I was doing my school at the lab. And so I'd kind of have one computer would be open with Zoom, and I'd have like kind of one AirPod in, kind of focusing on like whatever was kind of happening, like listening. And then like kind of at the same time, I'd be kind of running tests and to get kind of those like all day experience. I think that